Level 1. The dream begins. Age 18. You grow up in a small coastal town where the sea is part of everyday life. Your father repairs old fishing boats. His hands are rough, his back aches every evening, but he never complains. Your mother works long shifts at a local grocery store. She always smiles at customers, even when she's exhausted. Money is always tight. Sometimes your parents quietly skip dinner, pretending they're not hungry, just so you can eat a little more. As a child, you promise yourself one thing. One day, I'll give them the life they deserve. One evening, while helping your father fix a damaged boat, you notice a group of divers working beneath the harbor. Bright sparks flash underwater like tiny stars. You stare in amazement. Who are they? You ask. Your father wipes the grease from his hands. Underwater welders. Is it dangerous? He laughs softly. Son, it's one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. That sentence stays with you for weeks. Later that night, curiosity wins. You search everything you can about underwater welding. You discover that commercial divers repair ships, oil platforms, bridges, underwater pipelines, and massive offshore structures. Some earn more in a year than anyone in your town ever has. But then you read another sentence. Not everyone comes back. For a moment, you close your laptop. Maybe this isn't the future you imagined. A few weeks later, you meet Emma. She's studying marine biology and spends her weekends cleaning plastic from local beaches. Unlike everyone else, she never laughs at your big dreams. One evening, sitting on an old wooden pier, you tell her, I want to become an underwater welder. She looks at the ocean for a moment, then smiles. If anyone can do it, it's you. For the first time, someone believes in your future before you've even started building it. That night, you fill out your application for commercial diving school. Your father doesn't say much. He simply places his weathered hand on your shoulder. I'm proud of you, but promise me one thing. Always come home. Level 2. Commercial diving school age. 19 to 20. Getting accepted into diving school feels like winning the lottery. But within the first week, you realize getting in was the easy part. Staying here is the real challenge. Every morning starts before sunrise. You swim for hours wearing nearly 40 kilograms of diving equipment. Then comes welding practice, emergency rescue drills, equipment inspections, and underwater navigation. Your body is covered in bruises. Your muscles burn. And every night, you fall asleep wondering if you're strong enough to continue. Out of the 30 students who started with you, only 22 remain after the first month. Some quit because of the pressure. Others panic the moment they're underwater. One of your closest friends decides to leave after failing a deep water exercise. Before walking away, he tells you, this job isn't worth dying for. For a second, you wonder if he's right. That evening, you call Emma. You tell her you're thinking about quitting. She stays silent for a moment before saying, remember why you started. You didn't come this far just to turn back. Her words give you the strength to return the next morning. A few weeks later, your instructor hands you an underwater welding torch. This is your final test, he says. As you descend beneath the surface, the water turns dark and silent. Your breathing echoes inside your helmet. Your hands shake. But then you remember your father's promise. Always come home. You take a deep breath. Strike the arc. Blue sparks light up the darkness. When you finish the weld and return to the surface, your instructor smiles for the first time. Congratulations, you're ready for the real ocean. You smile back, but deep down, you know your toughest challenges haven't even begun. Level 3, your first real job age, 21 to 24. After graduating from diving school, you receive your first job offer from an offshore construction company. The salary is more money than your family has ever seen. But there's one condition. You'll spend weeks living in the middle of the ocean. On your first day, a helicopter drops you onto a massive offshore platform. Standing there, surrounded by endless water, you realize there's no turning back now. Your supervisor welcomes you with a smile and says, out here, steel can be replaced, people can't. Never rush a dive. Your first assignment is simple. Repair a damaged section beneath an old oil platform. As you descend, the water becomes colder and darker. The deeper you go, the quieter the world becomes. Suddenly, a strong ocean current pushes you sideways. For a moment, panic takes over. But you remember your training. You stay calm, secure your safety line, and complete your first successful underwater weld. When you return to the surface, your crew applauds. You've officially become an underwater welder. A few weeks later, your first paycheck arrives. Instead of buying yourself something expensive, you drive straight home. You hand the envelope to your father. He looks at the amount, then quietly places it back in your hands. "No," he says. "You've earned this." You smile and reply, "Dad, I earned it because of you." For the first time in years, your parents no longer worry about paying the bills. That same evening, you take Emma to the old pier where your journey began. As the sun sets over the ocean, you kneel down and ask, "Will you spend the rest of your life waiting for me to come home?" With tears in her eyes, she smiles. Always. Life finally feels perfect, but neither of you knows. The ocean has only shown you its calm side. The biggest storm of your life is still waiting. Level 4. Offshore Professional Age, 25 to 28. For years into your career, you've become one of the most trusted divers on your team. The nervous rookie who once feared every dive is now the person new divers look up to. Your salary has nearly doubled. You finally marry Emma in a small ceremony by the beach, surrounded by your family and closest friends. A few months later, you surprise your parents with something they never imagined: the keys to their very own home. Your mother can't hold back her tears. Your father hugs you tightly and whispers, "You kept your promise, son." For the first time in your life, you feel like you've truly made it. But success always comes with a price. Your missions become longer. Instead of 1 week offshore, you're now gone for nearly a month at a time. Every goodbye becomes harder. Every phone call feels shorter. One evening, while repairing a damaged pipeline nearly 200 feet below the ocean, a violent storm suddenly hits the platform above. The sea becomes unpredictable. Powerful currents slam into your body. Your communication system goes silent. No instructions. No voices. Only the sound of your own breathing. You know that panicking could cost your life. So you trust your training. You carefully finish securing the damaged pipeline and follow your emergency guide rope back to safety. When you finally climb onto the platform, the entire crew applauds. Your supervisor walks over, shakes your hand, and says, "Today you stopped thinking like a worker and started thinking like a leader." That promotion changes everything. You don't know it yet, but your next step won't just make you a better diver. It will place you among the elite few who work in the deepest, most dangerous parts of the ocean. Level 5. The Elite Few Age, 29 to 33. After nearly a decade underwater, you've earned an opportunity that very few divers ever receive. Saturation diver. It's one of the highest-paying jobs in the industry, but also one of the most dangerous. Instead of diving for a few hours, you'll now spend weeks living inside a pressurized chamber, hundreds of feet below the ocean. The first time the heavy steel door closes behind you, it finally hits you. For the next 28 days, this tiny chamber is your entire world. Every morning, a diving bell lowers you nearly 300 feet beneath the surface. Down here, there is no sunlight, no sound, just endless darkness and the glow of your welding torch. One mistake could shut down an entire offshore platform or cost someone their life. Then, during your third week offshore, your phone inside the chamber rings. It's Emma. Through tears, she says, "Congratulations, you're a father. Your daughter has just been born." You smile, but your heart breaks because you can't leave. If you exit the chamber too early, the pressure difference could kill you. So you do the only thing you can. You ask Emma to hold the phone close. You whisper, "Hi, sweetheart. Daddy will be home soon." Days later, after completing decompression, you finally walk through your front door. Emma places your baby girl in your arms. She wraps her tiny fingers around yours. In that moment, every dangerous dive, every lonely night, every sacrifice feels worth it. But as you hold your daughter, a question quietly enters your mind. How many more birthdays are you willing to miss for a career beneath the sea? Level 6. The man everyone depends on. Age 34. 39. Supervisor. Average salary $300,000 to $400,000 per year. 15 years ago, you were the rookie asking questions. Today, you're the one giving the orders. Companies no longer hire you just to weld. They hire you to lead entire underwater operations worth millions of dollars. Every diver on your team trusts your decisions. Because down there, one wrong call can cost a life. At home, life is changing too. Your son is now in middle school. Your daughter has started asking questions. Daddy, why do you always have to leave? You force a smile. Because I'm building something important. But deep inside, you wonder if that's still true. One morning, your team is called to repair a damaged underwater pipeline after a powerful storm. As the dive begins, a young diver named Ethan suddenly panics. His breathing becomes uncontrollable. He loses focus and starts drifting away from the structure. Without hesitation, you swim toward him. You grab his safety harness, look him in the eyes, and calmly say, "Don't fight the ocean, breathe with it." Slowly, his breathing steadies. Together, you complete the mission and safely return to the surface. Back on the platform, Ethan walks over and says, "You didn't just save my life, you saved my career." That night, after returning home, your daughter runs into your arms. She hugs you tightly and whispers, "Daddy, can you stay home this time?" You don't know how to answer, because for the first time in your career, the hardest decision isn't waiting beneath the ocean. It's waiting at home. And soon, you'll have to choose between the career you've spent 18 years building or the family you've spent your whole life fighting for. Level 7. The final dive. Age 40 to 45. After more than 2 decades beneath the ocean, your name has become legendary. Young divers study your work. Companies from around the world request you for their most difficult projects. You've earned the respect, the money, and the reputation you once dreamed of. But one morning, everything changes. A damaged offshore oil platform is on the verge of collapse after a powerful storm. If the structure fails, it could cause one of the largest environmental disasters in the region. Only one team has enough experience to handle the repair, and you're leading it. Before leaving home, your daughter, now a teenager, stops you at the front door. "Dad, promise me this is your last dive." You look at Emma. She doesn't say a word. She simply takes your hand. You smile and quietly reply, "I promise." Hours later, you descend into the deepest water of your career. The current is violent. Steel beams twist beneath the ocean. Every second matters. Working together, your team manages to secure the damaged structure just before it fails. As you begin your ascent, you look back one last time at the endless blue darkness that shaped your entire life. The ocean gave you a career. It tested your courage. It took you away from birthdays, anniversaries, and precious family moments. But it also gave your family the life you always dreamed of giving them. A few months later, you officially retire. No alarms, no helicopters, no diving helmet, just a quiet morning at home. Your son is building a small wooden boat with your father. Your daughter brings you a framed photograph of your very first dive. Emma smiles and asks, "Do you miss the ocean?" You look toward the horizon, smile, and answer, "Every single day. But for the first time, I'm exactly where I belong." As the waves roll gently onto the shore, you realize something. The greatest achievement of your life was never becoming one of the world's best underwater welders. It was making it home every single time.